Yeah, I tried to get Eddie to join too. I wanted this to be the champions video, but
well, then I mean, you got to go.
oh no, I should have been. Well, don't worry, I'll have several this year. So,
I hope not. I don't want that. That means I'm going to lose a couple. Oh, hopefully. My team's in rough shape.
Yeah, I was looking at the Steelers. They don't got any O-line.
Well, the O-line is all young, and they're buildable. They'll be all right. It's better than it was last year because they were like all 65 last year. It was awful. But, I mean, I don't have a corner, and I don't have a quarterback again, which is always annoying.
Well, we'll see. But we'll jump into it. We'll do a little bit what we did with everybody else. We won't stay on the power rankings for too long because I want to go division by division. Pull this up.
Can I turn you up?
All right. So like I asked everybody else, anybody leap out to you out of place? First name that pops into mind?
All the normal ones got covered. I think Chop has been good, but I think last year he was pretty bad. And so I think him being fourth is a little high.
Yeah, that's probably legacy.
Yeah, I think he should have been under Byron and Saluki just off of last year. And
yeah, even Cass maybe.
With more recency bias, right? So I don't think he should have been in the top 5.
I don't know. I guess we put Saluki. I guess Cass will be. I would for sure say I think Cass. The last few years, I think Cass is better than Chop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, either one of him or Saluki. I think Byron should be over him, and then one of those two, they were tied. So you put one of them over him. They're always competing for Super Bowls. I mean,
yeah, like always, I think the league poll usually gets it pretty good. Yeah. Like I said, we already went over most of the normal ones. J-Ro is like the only one, and Turbo, the only people I think are grossly misplaced.
Turbo was really bad. I think he probably should be further down the list.
I think based off of last year, Turbo should be bottom 5.
Yeah, I mean,
June made the playoffs one year, I think, and not a dead year. So I think June can't be bottom 5 because of that, even though he's got a really good team. He had a hard division. I'm pretty sure he made the playoffs once.
I think you're right. I think he did make it once.
Yeah. And he had a few seasons where he was like 1 game out, 2 games out. Like he usually doesn't
I don't know. He's weird though because he's just like he's had such a good team for so long. Yeah.
Or
he doesn't all he has to do is kind of just manage and maintain it. He doesn't have to build them up. So it's a little weird. I mean, Turbo had a great team last year and he sucked. So
oh god. He's got a great team this year too. So Turbo's probably got the most pressure on him in the league right now, I would imagine, to not be ass. But all right.
He stayed the Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my guess is he's got a lot of pressure, especially since that division had a big turnover. That could get weird.
Yeah, that division is going to be interesting. But speaking of divisions, I'm going to go over. We'll do the NFC first, then we'll do AFC. We'll go through each one quickly. We'll do who you think's going to win this year and who do you think will win moving forward, like the most throughout the cycle.
We'll go, like who wins each division or just who?
Yeah, who you think will win this season, and then who you think will win the majority of the
majority. Okay.
Yeah.
I think year one, Chop wins the NFC West. The Rams are just really good to start. Like they're an all-in year one team.
Yeah.
But I think McGee probably ends up winning the majority.
I think so.
Because that Rams
this roster is better, I guess. It's going to be interesting to see what Chop does.
Yeah, his roster's better. Chop's team's like it's either going to get older or he's going to have to it's going to get worse. He's either going to lose a guy or it's going to get older. It's going to get worse. Turbo could be an X factor. J-Ro could be an X factor. I don't know. I think J-Ro's had a really good team for a while, and that Seahawks team is not good.
Yeah, I think J-Ro he'll throw a monkey wrench in whoever's plans.
I mean, he's good. It's going to take at least 3 years for that team to be like passable.
I don't know. I hear he's got some big trades in the works, so
he might. I guess he could trade Metcalf and get a crazy amount.
I hear Metcalf is already gone.
I actually did hear that. Yeah. So depending on what happens with that, I guess you could be right. He could have a quick retool.
But in the NFC West, I agree. I definitely think Chop will win year one. He's the best out of all of them. Year one, it's usually the guys who are the best always do the best before everyone figure out what's meta and what to do. And yeah, I think I'd have to agree. Right now, before I knew what anybody was doing, I think McGee is a pretty good GM. Years past, he's done stupid things, but that's because he wanted the 49ers players, things like that. So he's doing silly things. I don't think he'll mismanage his team as poorly as he did in the past. So I think I agree with you. I think the 49ers will win the most.
I will say McGee is one of the few people, and he's gonna blow this up in the chat. He's gonna be one of the people that are most affected by the custom playbook ban. Whether it's both or even just offense, he's gonna be one of the most affected people by it. So
yeah, and with the play cooldowns, because he does run a lot of the same similar concepts. I know like a lot of us do, but like his are like exactly the same concept. Not like I like to throw the same routes, but they're not like the same everything.
Right,
like,
right.
But how about the NFC North? I actually think that's probably, looking at it right now, I think it's going to be the toughest division. Obviously, Eddie's going to win year one, and I would imagine he wins every single year. Sucks for those guys in that division, but I think Nola's pretty good. Mal's, he said he's taking year one, but besides that, I think he's a little bit better in the middle of the pack. And Fozo's a cheeseball, so I'm sure he'll put up a fight for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, that Packers team starts off really good. The interesting thing for Eddie is when Aaron Rodgers goes. Like, if he's gone by year two, he could have some learning, some struggles and some learning curve issues.
When it comes to the Super Bowl, I think, but not winning the division.
Yeah. Well, maybe winning the division. Because I think Kirk Cousins is whatever, but like Nola's good, and that Vikings team is good and has young pieces. I think he'll be competing. Bozo's good, and I think he'll build that Bears team up. It's not good to start, but I think he'll eventually get there, maybe like 2 or 3 or 4.
They're young though, so
I think Eddie wins pretty easily year one, just because his team is like demonstrably better than the other ones in that group. Probably wins the majority, but I don't know if he wins all. I think Nola might sneak 1 or 2, maybe Fozo.
I would like to see that. I wonder, has Eddie ever even lost the division? I think.
Well, he was.
That'd be interesting to know if he ever lost the division. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was gonna say he was in the AFC North one time. That was actually Hollow. That wasn't Eddie. And then there was Chop after that.
We'll have to see if I can break out the record books and find that one out. But NFC East, we got some new faces. Me and Cass, we're moving over to the NFC. Obviously, I have myself winning. And winning every single one. I don't think Cass is going to beat me at all this year. Not when it comes to division. I'm sure we'll split every now and then. But I hear KPMR is good. That's his team. Coke Kills is a wild card every year. Some years he's feeling it. Some years he don't. He gets off to a hot start, but who knows? But I don't envision this year Coke Kills will be winning the division at all. Unfortunately for KPMR, I don't think we're going to get any either, so they're going to be scrapping for the wild card.
Yeah, I think you're pretty sure. I mean, I think you're going to win year one. Our Cowboys team is just very overrated in a lot of spots. It's high level talent. The Eagles, they're also a really good team.
I was looking at the Eagles. I'd probably, I don't know, maybe I guess not the Chiefs so much anymore. Dolphins are pretty good. But I think the Eagles might be the best team to start with, especially having those 2 picks. Maybe the Cardinals. Maybe the Cardinals again.
Maybe. The only thing with the Eagles is their offensive line is still all really old. So you're going to
but in Madden terms, that's like their pieces. You just trade them for something. Like what I'm saying is like, yeah, they have they have a weakness for sure, but I just feel like they're the
but
best like building
getting
blocks to start with.
offensive linemen specifically that have the fear of retirement is like you're
Yeah,
just
I guess
not
that's
gonna
true.
get
We haven't
lucky.
really had to worry about
No
that.
one's like, I want to shell out for an offensive lineman for 1 year. You know what I
I
mean?
wonder if they fixed that. I'm assuming they did.
What do you mean?
The like linemen retiring mid-season and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't. I hope they just got rid of that. That was
Yeah, I don't think anybody like who. What has there been like in the history of the NFL? Like 5 people have retired in the middle of the season. Like,
and only one of them was during a game. Man.
yeah, like it's not like something that even happens, or like, or if they do, it's like a major injury they had. And they're like, all right, I'm done.
I can't think of how many healthy players have actually retired in the middle of the year.
Yeah. Like Andrew Luck would be the closest, and that was a
neck thing
preseason
or a back thing, and they're just like, I don't want to risk it. And you're like, yeah, it makes sense. So I mean, we're all aware of it, so we could probably avoid it by now. But the only thing about that Eagles team is some of the pieces are old. I think he has a sneaky chance to win year one. He could be an NFC.
Yeah, I think we'll have close to similar records.
I think Caps is. I'm saying I think he's kind of right there. And if he figures the game out kind of quickly, just maybe a little faster than you, or
he's got Hurts though.
He has
he's
pieces that he likes better, uses better. He could surprise you. Could surprise us. Win that division year one.
All right. And the last team in the NFC South, or in the last division in the NFC South, we got Strike, Rye, CG, and Joey. That's pretty clearly that's going to be Rye's division this year and next year and all the years to come. He got the luck of the draw. Rye's one of the few. I don't think he wanted to have an easy division. I think CG will be a little better than rated, but still not much of a match for Rye. He'll do okay building his team, but I think that it's going to be tough for CG this year. I don't think he's going to make the playoffs more than one time.
Yeah, that's a pretty one-sided division. It's Ryan's going to run over that division. He's going to win probably every year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Joey has just a really good year randomly with the Bucks before Brady goes, I don't see how anyone else is going to challenge him.
I don't think so either.
Really highly rated, whether you agree with that or not. I just think he's going to crush that division.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of the Saints team. They're probably the same, old and good.
Yeah, I mean, there's some higher rated players than I thought would be the case after last year, but Madden's a little.
I guess you have to see what Michael Thomas is too, if he's superstar. I guess they don't have a quarterback. Jameis is too old to do anything with.
Jameis just rolled his ankle in real life.
Oh.
Who knows what's going to happen there?
The NFC looks pretty tough. I mean, I thought there was a lot. I thought the NFC was a little more firepower just because me and Cass switched over, but Byron and Blevins switched too. So really, I mean, I do think me and Cass are a little better than them, but it's really the same. So we lost 2 tops in the AFC, and then they moved over to the NFC. But I do think the NFC is going to be tough, having to beat me, Chop, Eddie, or Cass, probably 3 of the 4 of us to win the NFC.
Yeah, and again, McGee with the Niners.
Oh yeah, didn't immediately. Yeah, McGee will be okay.
Yeah,
he'll be an annoyance for sure.
Yeah, so I think he's always got. I mean, he did it the 1 year. He's always got a chance.
Yeah,
he just could put together a couple good games.
All right, let me see. Let me get this AFC up here. I think the AFC is going to be pretty interesting too.